לא עושה את העצמת רבי, אני think you the rabbis. Mazel tov Meira.
Hi, Meira. Okay, she's sleeping. Hi, Kana.
Hi, Cheyenne. How you doing? Hey, don't pan so. It makes the viewers dizzy. Excuse me. I never use my shoes for so much. What? That on. It is. Watch the blinking light.
Let's get a picture of the
Stop taping. What are you?
Randy and I tremendously appreciate the effort that everybody made, especially I know that there are a million and one things going on today. I know people have been to the rally in New York and back. I know people have done that at very high rates of speed, actually. So I really appreciate everybody's efforts in coming here today. Before I start all my thank yous, the main thank you I want to do is to thank, as we said on the invitation, Hodul Hashem. We want to thank Hashem, thank God for giving us the opportunity to be able to share this Simcha with you today. It's an amazing, amazing Simcha in our lives, and we really appreciate that we can share it with friends, family. It's an amazing thing for us to be able to do this at this point in our lives. I want to have a thank you and apology for some of my work friends. When they heard that it was a girl, they probably said, "Thank God we don't have to go to New Jersey for a bris." And here I am inviting them to schlep out here on a Sunday. So I really appreciate them coming out here today. I also want to thank some of our friends for helping out today and a little bit last night. The Tiffenbruns and the Londons. It's been Barry Siegel just showed up here last night to help without being. He just appeared here, which Barry has a habit of doing that. It's very much appreciated. By the way, the whole Tiffenbrun family, Chana, for many of them, because Chana Tiffenbrun actually helped do my girl's hair this morning, or she did the hair this morning. So that's special appreciation for that. Where's my mother-in-law? Where is she? There she is. I want to give my mother-in-law a very, very special thank you. She's been there for us, with the baby, with everything. It's been tremendous. Helpful with the day that when the baby was born. She was here for Shabbos. That in and of itself deserves a big thank you. I know that's a big effort. And she also we all owe her a big thank you for lunch today. And I think tremendous hakaras tov, and thank you to my mother-in-law for that. I want to thank my children now. My children the older siblings have been wonderful. As many people have noticed, and I'm sure people who have older children know, this baby does not have 2 parents, this baby has 5 parents. And the only thing we have to do now is, more than parenting, we are like referees. My turn to hold is my turn to hold. We really should make up a list on the refrigerator. Actually, people have told me they've done that when they've been in this situation. But it's a bracha, and the kids have been helpful, changing diapers, bringing the kids to us in the middle of the night. My 10-year-old son, which I think is a little bit unusual, he jumps to run and change diapers, even some of the more dirty diapers. And I think that's a pretty special thing for a 10-year-old boy to jump into. I also want to acknowledge that, I don't want this to get lost in the sauce, but I just want to acknowledge that my middle daughter, Elisheva, is graduating from 8th grade this year, and so I'm going to wish her a very big mazel tov in front of the whole crowd. It's a very big milestone in her life and in our lives. Most importantly, I guess, is I want to thank my wife, without whom we wouldn't be here, I guess. She is just, the term Eishes Chayil is just, I think it just understates it. She's everything. Of course she's my best friend, and people know that she's been my best friend since we've been teenagers, and that goes without saying. And what we've been through in the last few years, for her to enable us to be here today to share this is just an incredible, really incredible thing. I can't begin to tell you, to share with you how much I love and appreciate her and everything she's done for us and our family. Okay, that's it for now. At this point, I'd like to ask Rabbi Luban, who is the Moed Asra, the rabbi of this shul. He has been a tremendous inspiration to us. He's been with us through some of our harder times. He's given us a tremendous amount of strength, inspiration with his words. And Randy will often come back from Shabbos morning from hearing the Dvar Torah from Rabbi Luban, and she'll say, he was just talking to me. He was looking at me and he was talking just to me. And she's really, through some of the things that we've had to go through, it's really brought her up, and it's made her, it's really helped us tremendously in getting through what we've had to go through. And now we're very, very happy to be able to share the Simcha and to have him share the Simcha with us. So I'd like to ask Rabbi Luban to come up and say a few words.
Thank you, Michael. This is a very special occasion. Ordinarily, there is no special acknowledgement of the birth of a daughter, and it takes till the wedding that the family celebrates. But on this occasion, I know Randy and Michael felt a special sense of Hakaras Hatov, which was reflected even on their invitation that begins Hodel Hashem Ki Tov Ki Lo Chasto, and they needed to have some way to give expression to the feeling of the moment. And it's a special honor for me and all of us to be able to share at this occasion where they are showing their own Hakaras Hatov to Ribbono Shalom and Hodah for the wonderful birth of their daughter Meira Bracha. I'd like to share a thought that I think to some extent perhaps captures the moment that we're sharing together. In this week's Parsha of Bahaloscha, the Chumash talks about the mitzvah of Pesach Sheni. There were people that were not able to bring the Korban Pesach on the Yontif of Pesach, and it came a month later and they said, Lama Nigara, why should we be excluded from the Korban Pesach? Why shouldn't we have the opportunity to bring the Korban? And Moshe went and he addressed the question to the Ribbono Shalom, and Hashem said, indeed, there is a concept of Pesach Sheni, where those people that were impure at the time, or for other reasons they couldn't bring the Pesach, they have a second chance. Now, the question is that presumably this was one of the Taryag mitzvahs. The Torah is composed of 613 mitzvahs. This is one of the mitzvahs of the Torah that there is a Pesach Sheni. Why was not this mitzvah revealed to the Jewish people beforehand? Why did it wait until these people came forward? And if they hadn't come forward, it wouldn't have been revealed. They had to know anyway this mitzvah was part of the Torah. So why was it not revealed beforehand? And what I think you see is that the mitzvah of Pesach Sheni is a mitzvah of having a second chance. It's a mitzvah for somebody who didn't have the opportunity the first time around, that they should be able to have another opportunity. And the Ribbono Shalom felt that the right way to give this mitzvah is not to give it in advance and tell people if you want to have this, if you missed it the first time, that you have another opportunity. It's to wait until the people experience the pain and the anguish and the fact that they feel denied and they have the emotion that is necessary, and they come to the Ribbono Shalom or to Moshe Rabbeinu and they say Lama Nigara, which in reality, rationally, it's not even what does it mean, Lama Nigara? Why should we be excluded? Meforshim will point out that it's not a rational claim that they made. It's more of an expression, because if you miss the mitzvah, you miss it. If you miss Sukkot, you can't say, why should we not have a chance to observe Sukkot later? But it was just an expression of the emotional state that the people were in, that they said, Lama Nigara, why should we be excluded? And therefore, and it was at that time that the Ribbono Shalom felt, now's the right time to give the mitzvah. And I think that many of us have shared some of the experiences of the Lipkin family the past few years, and there was a very profound sense of Lama Nigara, of wanting to have an opportunity. Michael and Randy wanted to have an opportunity to raise a child, another child. They have, Baruch Hashem, until now they had 3 beautiful, wonderful children, and they wanted to have another opportunity. And we all know that there were ups and downs, and there were some hard times, and now that nobody can say why. I say this many times. I said at the Shabbos, nobody's a Navi, nobody knows why things happen the way they do, and that's not the point to say that this is why it happened this way. But one thing that we could say is that they approach this new child of theirs, and even the fact that we're celebrating together, they approach it from this perspective of Lama Nigara, with this type of emotional involvement that they want to have the opportunity to raise children to follow in the Derech Hashem. And when you approach it that way, we all have children, and I think all of us know that the time that the child is born, we're all excited, but very often we take our children for granted. And I know that the Lutkin family, they will never take this child, Meira Bracha will never be taken for granted, nor their other children, because they have this special feeling of Lama Nigara. And that makes a tremendous difference, not only in terms of the past, in terms of Hakaras Hatov and appreciation to Ribbon Shalom, but also in terms of how they will raise this child. It's in the Jewish literature, it says many times that the good things, the Satan, whatever the Satan represents, some type of negative or evil force, the Satan tries to interfere. And if you see that something is very difficult, people try to build a shul and they struggle to be able to build a shul or to build a yeshiva or anything good that a person struggles to do, and if a person finds that they're having a hard time, it's not a reason to be discouraged and say, well, you see that God doesn't want me to do it, I might as well throw in the towel. Just the opposite. The fact that there's a struggle, that shows that the Satan has a vested interest to make sure it doesn't happen, and it reflects the fact that there's something special happening. And the fact is that Meira Bracha, I'm sure, is going to be a very special girl as she grows up, again, together with all the other children in the family. And I would just say that Randy and Michael are very, very special people. They are B'nai Aliyah. Michael said a very interesting point. He said that Randy always comes home and says that the rabbi was talking to me. I always tell the famous story about the rabbi who was upset at somebody in shul, and he comes to shul and he gives a fire and brimstone drasha, and he's staring at the guy the whole time to make it clear that he's addressing his remarks to him. At the end of davening, the fellow comes over and says, Rabbi, you really told them off good this time. That's the normal way that people look at things, that the rabbi's talking to somebody else. The Lipkins always related to themselves. That was really Strong Salanter when he established the Musar movement. That was one of the primary foundations of Musar, is to relate things. How does it relate to me? What does the Torah have to say to me? So they're very, very special people. They're always looking for ways to grow and to develop, and we're sure that in Mirza Shem they're going to be terrific parents and raise Meira Bracha. The name Meira Bracha is such a beautiful name. Meira means to relate it to art, to give light. Should be indeed a Meira Bracha, a bracha for the family, and a bracha for all of Klal Yisrael. And we hope that in Mirza Shem you'll enjoy tremendous nachas.
If somebody has to make a quick exit, they can exit. I know it's like to be stuck in a scene during speeches, and I'll close my eyes for a minute if anybody has to leave. We have an individual in our family who has held a certain title for the last 10.5 years, and he was very, very, very willing to give up that title. He was the baby. In some sense, he'll always be my baby. He's certainly my baby boy, and we'll have that special catcher always. But he wrote a little something, he dictated a little something to me last night, which I typed, and he just wants to come up and share it right now.
I want to thank my parents and Hashem for having a baby. She really lives up to her name and is a shining light. thank my parents and Hashem for having a baby. She really lives up to her name and is a shining light in our lives. For a long time, I've wanted a younger sibling. I had gotten my hopes up a few years ago, but unfortunately a tragedy happened. Now, I enjoy holding her and changing her diapers, but I realize that in a few years she might get really annoying like my older sister. Just kidding. When she really infuriates me, I will just remember how cute she can be and calm down. I hope that she grows to be a good sister and finds a good brother-in-law for me. May she always be a bracha for our family and Klal Yisrael.
At this point, that Aisha style that I spoke about before, I'd like to call her up to just say a couple of words, a few words about the name, and so I'll ask Francie to come up now.
I'm noticing a theme for the day, and that is Hodol Hashem Ki Tov, Ki L'Olam Chesdo. We thank Hashem for He is good, for His kindness endures forever. And also the theme of bracha, because she really is a bracha. The name Meira, as Rabbi Lubian alluded to, entails the word light, shining, and bracha is a blessing. Her name is so perfect for her. To answer the question many people have asked, yes, our daughter is named for my father, but no, his name was not Meir. My father was Moshe Heschel ben Avraham HaKohen, known affectionately to his grandchildren as Grandpa Murray. One quality that stands out in my mind about my father was his generosity. I remember as a teenager, and I think Aileen would agree with me on this, and I'm saying Aileen because being the other girl. I remember as a teenager wanting him to be the one to take me shopping because he would never question the price of an item or whether or not I actually needed it, or did I have 3 others in my closet like it, the way we mothers do. At the end of the most recent Daf Yomi cycle, it was his pleasure to present both of his sons-in-law with multiple sets of Sfarim to show how proud he was of their learning. I think my father's ultimate role, though, was that of a grandfather. He just loved being a grandfather to his 7 grandchildren. He would get pleasure out of handing out dollar bills, taking his grandchildren to Disney World, and Meira can't wait to go with Mommy and Grandma, and spending Hot Father's Day at Great Adventure, because that's what the children enjoyed, and whatever made them happy made him happy. Unfortunately, my father did not live to fulfill the dream of taking his entire family to Eretz Yisrael. When I was in Israel last summer with Michael and our children, I felt my father's presence everywhere. Wherever we turned, I would say something to Michael, something in reference of, my parents enjoying this, or, wishing that my father could be with us, enjoying the land of Israel. May my new daughter be a bracha to my father's memory. From the moment of Meira's birth, Michael and I knew we wanted to share our happiness with everyone. We felt the need to publicly thank Hashem for giving us the bracha that is Meira. I also knew I had a strong need to share a simcha with all the people that had shared our times of sorrow. I look in this room and I see the faces, the woman who came to me every single morning and brought me my coffee, and the people who just came to us, never letting us be alone during our difficult days. Our friends, family, and Rabbanim are what got us through our darkest days. And now we are fortunate to have our blessing, Meira Bracha, with us to bless and shine light on our future. All right, so Michael did his thanks, and now it's my turn. Tit for tat. Michael has thanked everyone involved, and now it's my turn to thank him. He has been my rock and through everything we have been through. With each of our losses, his hope never diminished. Michael has had true bitachon in Hashem that we would have another child. And this time, with this argument, he was right. I want to thank him for always being there for me and for the kids and supporting us in everything that we do. And thank you all, and please enjoy our Simcha.
Turn it off.
It seems like just a few years ago, but I think it was almost 6 years ago now. Randy and I have developed a special kesher with Rabbi Drucker and Mrs. Drucker. They have been there for us. Rabbi Drucker was involved in a shiur that helped me increase my Gemara skills, and I was involved in that for many years. I know I can talk to, if I have an issue I need to talk about, I know Rabbi Drucker is there for me to talk. And it's a pleasure for me to ask Rabbi Drucker to come up and just say a few words now.
Thank you very much, Michael. You know, hearing that lovely introduction, I kind of get the feeling this is my Simcha today. But I know that it's your Simcha, Randy's Simcha, and a pleasure for us to join you on what I would term, without exaggeration, a very special occasion. First, a hearty mazel tov on Meira bracha. We wish you the bracha that Shvizaycha Zayin, the Gadol of Chuppah, U'Lamaisim Tovim. And this is what we wish at all simchas when girls are born. But what makes this a special simcha is that the prelude to it was not as simchadik. And what we find oftentimes in life is that the course that's charted for us, we know of course is not our making. HaKadosh Baruch Hu has plans for everyone. Baruch HaGever Asher Yivtach B'Hashem, that blessed be the individual who trusts in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, V'hoya Hashem Nivtachloi, and the Ribbon Shalom becomes a security. In these times of bitachon, when a person understands that he's been dealt a hand which is not to his liking, it's difficult times, but nevertheless a person chooses to ally himself and to further cause himself to cleave to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'hoya Hashem Nivtachloi, so then HaKadosh Baruch Hu truly becomes an individual security. So the prelude to Meira Bracha was really a nisayon, a test of faith. And as we know that Avram Avinu was nisnasa b'asar nisyonos, he had 10 trials of his faith. The Meforshim tell us, particularly in regard to Avram, that the word nisayon, test, derives from several words. From the word nes, which means a flag. Like in the beginning of Parshas Bamidbar, each one of the tribes had a flag. Nes also means a miracle. And nes also means a test, as in the word nisayon. And essentially what's required from us in these times when we are tested is that we are asked to raise the flag high and show that our reaction is truly miraculous, because we are reacting as God-fearing Jews in a way that would be unlike other people would react who do not have Hashem, Miftacha is their security. And a person passes this test with flying colors if he feels that he's grown as a result of it and has been able to come closer to Hashem Yisborach. And this is the case. Baruch Hashem, this is a simcha this afternoon. A simcha not only for a new young lady in the Klal Yisrael, which in and of itself is phenomenal, but in addition, it's a simcha in the whole mishpacha, that the whole family has grown as a result. And sometimes in retrospect, we get a little bit of an insight as to why things happen to us and the goodness that ultimately it can create. And hopefully, as Meira Bracha matures and as she's brought to the chuppah, the family can look back at those some trying times in the beforehand and see that perhaps there was that underlying bracha. Maybe that's why her second name was chosen. There was an underlying bracha to everything that came about. And in times of darkness, so we seek illumination, Meira, and so this is probably the reason for her first name. And so let it be, Taka, a Meira bracha for the whole mishpacha, and all that which Michael and Randy have been doing for our community here in Edison Highland Park, advancing the goals of Yiddishkeit and Yerushalayim in their very pleasant and very lovable ways. Let them continue in their Avodas HaKodesh, and let the whole family grow, and let them continue to be a source of nachas for them, our whole community, and let us be mishtatif and Lipkin simchas for many, many more years to come. Mazel tov.
Just one more, I just have a couple more. I just want to share something with you, which I guess I noted about a week ago when we decided to make this party. Today, June 3rd, I had to use the English state, but in June 3rd, 1970-something, it was a Shabbos, and it was my Bar Mitzvah Parsha. It was my Bar Mitzvah Shabbos. Now, we don't get the whole story of how that is since my birthday's in January, but we'll talk about that another time. But suffice to say that my Parsha was Bahaloscha. I laned it, so I don't know it anymore, but I did lane it. Then in 1981, when Randy and I were engaged, my Ofruf was also on Shabbos Parshas Bahaloscha. And as another aside, today happens to be the Hebrew anniversary of our 20th wedding anniversary today. And I can't think of anything that would make me happier than to spend many sets of 20 more years with Randy. The Parsha of Bahaloscha begins with instructions to build the menorah in the temple. And the menorah, which is very appropriate, as we'll see through this, is that the menorah is a source of light in the Beis Hamikdash in the temple. It is both a source of physical light and it is a source of spiritual light. Going back to the connection to my Bar Mitzvah, that was a time in my life when I think I started getting a little bit of spark of becoming, growing in Yiddishkeit. Up until then, it was pretty steady. I didn't grow up in an Orthodox home, although it was a very nurturing home and nurtured me tremendously to grow in my Yiddishkeit. And I actually have it really is a warming feeling. I'm sitting here looking at one of my friends that it's actually two of my friends that I was since first grade. And I've grown with them. It's just a very special feeling to have them here with me today to share this simcha. Just a thought, because I guess I'm thinking about the Bar Mitzvah. I think about you guys both, but thinking Bar Mitzvah. Okay, we won't go to that right now. And so that's one part of the Bahaloscha, is that spiritual awakening and that lighting that I experienced at my Bar Mitzvah. Then again, with the wedding, a new light came into my life. It's quasi-spiritual, quasi-metaphorical, whatever. But this wonderful light came into my life, and it's grown brighter and brighter ever since. Rabbi Drucker just touched this. I wasn't going to include this, but it's something that I noticed this morning something hit me, and it was also the Parsha Ba'al Oscha, the Erev Shabbos, that we lost the baby 3 years ago. And it also turned out to be that Parsha. And I guess we should always have to try to look for meaning in things. And Rabbi Drucker talked about the concept of enlightenment. And though it was, and it continues to be, a tremendously painful memory and a painful process for us, it was a process, and in some sense, we learned an element of enlightenment from it. You can't be religious and experience something like that and remain religious without in some way taking something from it and growing from it. If you can't do that, then you can't, then everything, it loses its meaning. You've got to take something positive with it, you've got to learn to grow with it, you've got to feel the pain because it hurts, but you've got to grow, and we learned tremendous things from that about ourselves and about potential, where, we don't know the reasons why things happen, but we read tremendous things about where a neshama could go after something like this happens, and the heights that it could go, and even in potentially the elevated level that we want to be able to have this. I don't know. We don't know the reasons. Rabbi Ruben always says to me, we don't know the reasons why things happen, but we still have to take messages out of things that do happen. And of course, that brings us to today. And here we are again on the eve of Parshas Ba'al Oscha. And again, there's this concept of light. And we have Meira, whose name means shining and light. And she's bringing this light into our lives. And again, on this Parsha. And not only that, in the Haftorah of Ba'al Oscha, the prophet Zechariah has a vision, and in the vision, he envisions a menorah that has 49 tubes or branches. And one of the explanations of this vision is that it's a reference to the time of Mashiach. And they say in the time of Mashiach, the sun will burn 7 times as bright. Well, the light in our house, since Meira has been born, is burning at least 7 times as bright as before. It has darkened, it has brought light to a corner of our life which had been darkened, and it has made it even much, much brighter than before. So again, I want to thank all of you for coming. No more speeches. Enjoy the rest of your dessert, your meal. We have dessert back on the table back there. And thank you all again, and have a great day.
to send out a note today about the library also.
You're my coworkers. I see you every week.
Turn it off. But
Don't turn it off. It was on the whole time so far. I promise you it was. Mom, I know how to turn it off. Where is it? Oh, wow.
it's over there. No, now Brian is there. Put the chair away.
Stop. Do not move. How many cameras?
Okay, good. You're only getting Brian.
I know. What did you just talk?
Where's your mother?
We don't want to see Brian.
I get out of your way.
Can you look at the song? How do I take it off?
Don't take it off. Don't take it off. Whoops, time out.
How do I take it off? Watch out. So we need to get someone go like that. How go?
Totally broke the thing, Cheyenne.
Boom.
Yeah.
And then I break the thing.
Just say
How do you take it off? What happened to your foot? This is your tripod.
Is it recording now? Okay, so back up a little bit. This should be. Let it back up a little bit.
Yeah, so Shane's gonna live in it.
Ari. Oh, it's on? Alana, say something for the camera. It's on.
Hi. We enjoyed
Ari, say something. Ari. Ari, I'm still filming you. And Sandy, say something for the camera. Oops, sorry, I don't know. See, say something. Say hi. Tara, say hi. Oh, lovely. You want to sing a song, Tara? Want to sing a song? Oh, look at all the balloons. Thanks. Tara, look at the camera. Say hi, okay? Say hi.
He waved me.
It's lovely for the camera. It's beautiful.
Say hi, camera. Hurry, we're going to be on TV. You want to be on TV? So say hi. Dance to the camera.
It's so nice. Do a dance, Tara. No, don't do that. Okay, this is a setup video. Okay.
Auntie Lean. Auntie Lean, you're on camera. Hi. Because I set up the whole thing. What? It's your niece. They're good. No. Uncle John, Grandpa, say hi. Oh, and Margie's there. Hey, Meira. Who's that? Oh, there he is. That's Ari. Say hi to Ari. Oh, she doesn't make a face at the sound of your name, Ari.
Camera shy. She's camera shy.
Oh, okay, got it. That's it.
See, maybe if you would go away, she would stab.
Bye, Meira. See you soon. You didn't like the stroller, Meira? Oh, whoa, Auntie Lean. Whoa, you rushed there in front of the camera. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Hey, Chai, baby. Oh, I got that on tape. Really? You want to change your diaper?
He's just being mean.
Okay, so you say on tape how you change Shai's diaper?
Gotta change it. She really had a lot of fun at her party, though.
She sleeps through half of it.
So,
Hi. I have to go now because you're not talking. Look like
hey, Julie. Hey, Julie. Do you want me to take away the camera?
Video shy.
You're camera shy? Oh, okay. Hey, Grandpa. Grandpa. Oh, you probably can't hear me. Sad Oak. Sad Oak right now. And Auntie Lean. Say hi. Hi, Em. Hey. Hi, you're on camera. That's a funny face. Calm down, you're being like, you're on camera. Ah, you're twisting my arm around. Hey, Tara. Say hello. Where's Ruthie? Hey, Ruthie. What's on your neck? A balloon. Where's Tara? Is Tara hidden by the balloons? What? Hey. What? Ooh, it's a heart balloon. It's so pretty.
Now it's on.
Say hi, Uncle John.
Tape Tara and Ruthie. They're so cute. Yeah.
She's so close. Why are you so close? Say hello. I think she's camera shy. Goodbye. Here's the princess.
Me?
No, the baby. Isn't that a cute outfit? Woohoo. Cute shoes. Nah, not so cute. You guys, say hi. Say hi.
Where's Rue? Rue!
You guys are buried in balloons.
Meanwhile, John's trying to get her booger
Say hi. Did you have fun? That's good. Say bye.
After they rake the lake. Hi. How's that?
Hello, old man.
Hi. Hacking away the party, huh?
No, we're not.
That is the best reason not to. Oh, now you're telling me you have to drive like one
We're not. Whoa.
You look a little bored.
Did you see me? I know.
Eitan and Chana's undone hair.
Oh my god.
Hi, Auntie Lean. Look, Eitana. And the balloon. Should I get a close up?
No, you should not.
Well, we are. Ooh, we're really close.
Oh, so soft. She's very soft.
Fine, I'll have a close up of Alana.
Do you think I should wear pink every day?
No.
You're like, stop it, Alicia. Stop it.
What's so
You're not
funny?
posting up on my pimple.
You want me to? Ooh, there it is, we got it. Mom, say hi. Did you have fun? Good.
Do you get to eat anything?
No, not even the fettuccine? Well, we gotta go. Bye.
Right here. Come on.
I missed it.
Tara, say hi to the camera. Ow. What are you doing?
No, you're too close. You get all the little things that I don't want anybody to see.
So, okay, now we're not close. Say hi.
Hi. We have work to do.
Yeah, we have to try on your skirt.
Why?
Cute skirt, isn't it? It's mine. Say hi. Hi. Okay, say bye. Bye. Hi.
We're going to Benjamin.
I'll do that one.
Come on, we're going to Benjamin. I want to watch the boys change their diaper. I want to watch the boys change their diaper. Come. Oh, yeah, look at the camera.
Come on, Ruthie, come. Make sure no one's hiding on you.
Is anyone in there?
You're torturing her.
No, over here. Oh, They couldn't get the. I'm telling you, they're trying to get the onesie over her head. They couldn't get her over.
No, we took it off.
Get off!
Ew, I don't like being in knowing that there's a girl in the men's bathroom. Yeah, that's smart.
Get away from me,
So how about you tell us a little bit about your experience changing? Hi, Em. Can I start? Okay, can you talk to us a little about your experience in changing the baby's diaper?
See that on the camera.
It's not going. Oh, hi. That's definitely my face, so I'll just go.
I'm like,
Oh my God, look at that!
baby. I don't know.
Water or something?
I think I need...
Wait, move. Alisheva, she thinks she's about to drive. Yeah.
And she also thinks that the camera's on.
And she really is.
It is.
Oh, okay.
You gotta smile. You gotta smile.
Hi. No. Hi. You gonna smile at mommy? Hey, you. We're gonna sound really silly on the tape when we watch it. Hi. Look at how they say hi. You're too busy with all your toys in this great crib of yours.